So today it's time to replace the wheel rim. Something that unfortunately happens to every rim with this type of braking, where you've got the rim brakes. What happens is that the brakes are braking onto the rim surface there, and in time will wear that down. I've possibly let this one get a little bit run a little bit longer than I should have done, in that I've actually got a split in the rim there, if you can see that. So this absolutely does need changing. If I put a flat right across the rim there, you can probably see that that is concave where it's worn. There's no guide on these rims. Some of the other rims have a black circular indentation around the rim to show the wear on the rim. These new Brompton ones don't, so it's just a matter of sort of gauging that, or as I've done, waiting until the last moment and the rim actually splits, so you know that it needs changing. Okay, what I'm going to show you today is not a full wheel rebuild, but what I like to do is replace the rim myself and the spokes, and then just take it into a local bike shop to get it trued. I'm not a wheel builder, I've no experience on that as such, other than just doing my own on these. So just going to show you how to do that. The main benefit to that is my local bike shop charges £45 for a full wheel rebuild and £16 to true it. So it's quite a good saving, and it's also useful to be able to know how to replace a spoke and such, in case you're ever on tour or away and needed to do that yourself. So yeah, the first thing to do, there are lots of several different rims and such available, so you need to make sure you've got the right rim. That's there. On this one, it's a 28-hole standard rim. The red dot there indicates that it's the front wheel, and it's a blue dot for the back wheel. So you need to make sure you've got the right rim, and also if you're replacing the spokes, that you've got the right spokes. Now this, as you can see, is a dynamo hub. It's the Sun front dynamo. So you need to make sure, if you are replacing the spokes as well, which you don't necessarily need to do if you're replacing a light for light rim, but if you are replacing, if you do want to replace the spokes, you need to make sure you've got the right ones as well. Okay, so that's that. There's the new rim. You can see it's a standard Brompton 28. That's that. So we're on the right rim for that. Right, so this is an add-on to this video. Just to recap, the point of this video was to do to strip down the wheel and do a partial rebuild, getting the rim on, and then drop it down to a local bike shop to get the expert down there to true it up and finish it. I'm just on my way back from an overnight wild camp. The video that'll be posted shortly, if you're interested in to see that. But just hang on at the end of this video and just find out what happened next. Okay, so the first thing I recommend to do is to take some photos to show the spoke layout, so you've got something to refer to when you're replacing them. So I'm just going to use the iPad to do that. Pay particular attention around the valve hole. Just do that both sides. And then it's just a matter of taking off the rim tape. straightforward job. Then it is, I think, for these a 14mm spoke key.
That is, of course, 14 grams.
And to undo these is the way you would expect. It's anti-clockwise. What I'm just going to do is loosen them all with the spoke key, and then I'll finish them off with a screwdriver. It's just a flat bladed screwdriver, which is a little bit quicker and easier than doing it all with the spoke key. Just one thing to note before I finish loosening these off is you can see there's a little shoulder on the spoke there, and all the spokes are tightened to a point just above where the shoulder is just showing for a couple of millimeters on each one. So that gives a guide as to where we need to be when we're tightening back up. Right, okay, that's the last I'm going to do at the moment with the spoke key. And that one there. Right, so if you can see what I've done there, I've released them all to show a little bit of the thread on the spoke that just loosens them off. And then if you look into the spoke, hopefully you can see there's the slot for the screwdriver. So then it's just a matter of carrying that on. Like so. Until you've released them all. So then it's just a matter of carrying on like so until you've removed all the spoke nipples. I don't know if there's any technique to this for removing the spokes, but what I've done is I've left an odd one in to keep the integrity of the wheel as I'm loosening them. It does get a little bit fiddly, but it's working so far. As I say, I'm no expert, I've not done a wheel building course or anything, so I'm just sort of finding my own way around this. If you know a better way of doing things, any tips and that, then I would appreciate you sharing them. Right, so here we go, just the last two. Just pop that out. stop that spinning. And there we go. That's the old rim off. The spokes just slip out very easily. So I'll get that done, get the new spokes out and clean this up, and we'll start on the refreading. Okay, so there's a couple of things to note when you start to relace it. The first thing is that the holes are offset, the holes for the spoke, as you can see, to this side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to this side. Okay, that one's to this side. Every alternate one goes to the other side. The spokes are laced from the hub to the side that they face. So the first spoke I'm going to take from this side of the hub to this hole. That's the first spoke that goes through the, this is through the inside of the hub there, into there, and then the next one will be the fourth one and the fourth hole on the hub. So there we go then, the first one is that way through and to the left of the hub, and then just drop that on nice and easy, finger tight. Well, not tight at all, just on very loosely at this stage. So that's the first one. Right, so just to show you that again, and from the first one it's 2 holes on the hub and the fourth hole on the rim, 2 holes on the hub and the fourth hole on the rim. I'll finish that now and then show you the next step. Okay, so to continue with the drive side, is thread the remaining spokes for that side from the other direction, that's through from the inside of the hub, and then these all attach on the second hole to the middle of the two, and again just pop that on loosely. Okay, so that's the drive side completed to this stage. They're not tight as yet, but they're all in place there. You can see how they cross, and the other thing to note is that you've got space here for the pump to get that in. Okay, when we start at the other side, start by threading them through from the hub, and the first one to position is going to be there, which gives us that straight space there for that. So pop that one on, and then it's 2 holes, and 1, 2, 3, 4 again, just like we did with the drive side. Pop that on, and I'll just go along and complete that. Right, so for the final set of spokes to lace, I'm going to start again by the valve hole. We're going in from the front this time, and the first one goes back and through to there. Starts to get a little fiddly at this stage, but that's gone on okay. That one. And then, yeah. Sorry, I put that one in wrong. Next one there. Again, to give that cross pattern, and we've got the space there to get the pump in for inflating the tyre. I'll carry on and finish those. Right, so the only thing that remains to do now is to tighten all of these. So I will tighten them pretty much to the end of the threads. And once that's done, as you can do the first part by hand, it's quicker. They spin nice and easy until they start to get tight. But then once that's done, I'll finish that off with the screwdriver. So I'll crack on with that and then show you the completed wheel to this stage, ready to go down to the bike shop. Take that to my local bike shop just to get it trued. Right, so I've taken them all, tightened them all down to the end of the thread there. Managed to do that just with my fingers, so quite simple, straightforward to do. But it's still pretty loose at that. So what I'm going to do next is just tighten them all up, starting at the valve hole. One turn. And see how it feels at that point. Right, so at this point some feel relatively tight and some are still quite loose. So I'm just going to try and get a sort of even tension on them all as best as I can feel that. And that will be it. We'll take that down the bike shop. But I think you'll agree, obviously everything's in the right place. Like I say, I'll just get some more tension on those, the looser ones, and we'll see what the guy down the bike shop says. But hopefully that's going to save me some money, and it's a good experience to be able to do that. Hope you found that useful. If you did, consider subscribing, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks till next time. Right, well, I hope you stayed with me, or skipped to the end here to find out what happened next. As I say, this is a bike. Obviously, I'm on my way back from an overnight camp, fully loaded up and everything. So obviously the wheel's on the bike and up and running. Now, what the surprise is having rebuilt the wheel, I stuck it on the bike just to have a look and see how far out of through it was, and it wasn't actually too bad. So I did a little bit of research online, found a brilliant article by the Brompton Geek, So a big shout out to the Brompton Geek for his online blog, which gave some hints and tips on how to fix the wheel, through the wheel, and within 10 minutes the job was done. The wheel's on the bike, it's performing brilliantly, it brakes well, it looks as near as damn true, using the brake blocks as a guide. So yeah, can't believe it myself. First attempt, using a little bit of common sense and a bit of information from the Brompton Geek, and yeah, done my own wheel build. Very, very pleased with that. So, hope that's helpful. Hope it maybe inspires you to have a go. I don't know whether it's easier on a small wheel like the Brompton than it would be on a bigger wheel or not. I'd welcome anybody's thoughts and insights on that. But yeah, it's running lovely. Bye till next time.